Hello, I'm HQ of HQ Reacts. If you find yourself here and you're not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. If you find me on other social media platforms, please follow me, like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So, you can catch me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Hey, everybody. Uh, this is HQ out here doing like a reaction video, uh, a better reaction video, right? Regarding Halle Berry and DDG. Halle Bailey. I keep getting her name mixed up, right? About this young couple. Now, my experience with this young couple was the first experience was when the young lady got pregnant. I had no idea who Halle Bailey was, right? No idea who this young lady was. Somebody said she was a mermaid girl. I had no idea who she was. Just another, actress out there, right? But the first time I had heard about her was that she was pregnant. Oh, Halle is pregnant. She pregnant. She pregnant by the rapper and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, what's the big deal? The young lady being pregnant about the rapper. What's going on, right? And then I found out they were that young, getting involved that young, pregnant. And, she had an image to uphold, right? Or apparently she had an image to uphold. So she was hiding her pregnancy. She was hiding the pregnancy, right? I mean, because she had an image to uphold. She was the mermaid, pure innocence, right? And she was pregnant by this rapper, when it's so-called rapper, one of those people. She was pregnant by one of those people, especially when she was rumored to be dating someone else, right? So that's the first time I had ever heard of a Halle Bailey, right? And never really followed the story. I don't follow story. These are young kids. They're making moves and things they're doing early in their relationship. And I would not have followed these type of people. I really don't follow stars and movie stars and things like that. Their lives are totally different from what our lives are, regular people's lives are. So, I have no need to follow those kind of things. So it was only until recently, and she had the baby, had the baby and everything else. I was like, okay, cool. Is the boy gonna marry the girl? She had a baby. Is the boy gonna marry the girl? Are they getting married? Blah, blah, blah. See, you see how easy it is for us to just get up in our society, in our community, Black community, get up and get pregnant and then don't get married. There was no need for her to hide the pregnancy, unless she was ashamed in some way, shape, or form for not being married. Why didn't the young man marry her? We don't know why they didn't get married. 9 times out of 10, when relationships start like this and they're young, usually there are mistakes to be made because they're so young and they have no idea how to keep marriages together and marriage or relationships together. And we could see, and I guess people could see the writing on the wall, right? Because he was fairly reckless in his behavior sometimes. And so this was a concern for a lot of people, right? But they had the child. Somewhere along the way, DDG, according to him, he cheated on Halle. I got to keep calling her Halle. Cheated on Halle. And that was not apparently a deal breaker for her because she didn't break up with him at that particular time. That she found out that he cheated. I mean, there was a bunch of text messages that he said occurred during that time where she at one point did not want to have the baby, and she told him she was thinking about having an AB. Um, and she was distraught about the relationship, breaking up of the relationship, of him cheating. According to her, according to him, he cheated, not her. According to him. So, so that is a timeline where she found out he cheated. She was depressed uh, about that. She made a series of texts during that time saying she didn't feel like going on. She was pregnant. Then she had the baby. Uh, she, according to him, wanted to delete or tried to delete the baby behind his back. I don't know whether that's true or not. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We know there's a delete. We know there's a text message, something to that effect, that she wanted to do it, not necessarily behind his back, but she told him she felt like doing it, and she felt like deleting her. And there was an implication that she had implied that she wanted to give the child. She did not want to have the child either, even after she had it. So she was going through an episode of postpartum depression. She said she was going through postpartum depression, and this is why she was behaving the way she was. And he accused her of having a gun or taking a gun outside, and he later found her in the yard with the gun, not having tried to delete herself, just sitting in the yard with a gun. So we fast forward all the way up until Halo is 1 year old. They're doing fine. Okay, fine. He cheated. They broke up, I guess, in October, and then they were co-parenting this last December. Okay, where they finally had the breakdown in the relationship. For real, had the breakdown in the relationship. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. In which they had the breakdown in November. January, apparently during this time that they were breaking up, she was trying to make, or they were trying to make, some kind of legal agreement or legal custody decision. All the while, DDG was online texting that she won't let me see my child, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying he's showing up at the wrong time. It's not convenient. This has to be scheduled, blah, blah, blah. However it needs to go. But it all came to a head. I guess the amicability came to a head come January, right? It came to a head in January. Please hit the like button coming in, guys. This is an old lady catching up to this story and trying to decipher it like most people are trying to decipher it, right? What's going on. And fast forward to this January. Okay, they were fine. They broke up in October. They were co-parenting, trying to figure out what to do, how to do, like most people, young people, blah, blah, blah. And then January, this past January. Hello, Tahiism. How you doing, honey? So they were co-parenting until this January, when they got into an altercation. And they had a fight. They fought. They were fighting each other. According to her, he slammed her head into the steering wheel. According to him, she slammed her own face in the steering wheel, and he suffered an injury as a result. So both of them suffered an injury as a result. Okay, so we'll just say they both suffered an injury. We won't say she suffered or he suffered. According to both of them in their documents, they both suffered an injury, right? So no one said anything. They went to their neutral corners. They were doing co-parenting. In the meantime, she took a trip with her sister. He, according to her records, broke into her house, and showed photographs of him in her house, because he got wind that she had went to St. Lucia. He thought she was going with a man, and he got upset that she was going. Now, and then he broke into her house, took a picture of her house, broke her doorbell. Doorbell shows the evidence that he was there. And she was on this trip with Halo, not with another man, but with Halo and her sister. And he was upset about that, and so she received all this information. I guess when she got back, or in the while she was on the trip. I don't know how that came about. So we fast forward to May. The reason why she did the restraining order May 13th is because he broke into her house. According to her, he broke into her house. And there was videotape evidence of that, I guess. The door ringtone, the picture that he took, because she said she remembered how she left her bedroom, and he had taken a picture of her bedroom, so she knew he was in there when she was in St. Lucia. He broke in there when she was in St. Lucia. So that's undisputable, right? So she filed a restraining order. Let's file a restraining order. Let's do this, okay? So the restraining order, she claims DDG abused her, attacked her multiple times, gets restraining order. Okay. We don't see the multiple, we don't have proof of the multiple attacks because she never did it. She never reported those attacks. She just reported, I guess she reported this last attack. I'm not sure. She reported, and DDG never reported any attacks either. So she only has pictures of her bruises. She has pictures of her bruises. She has pictures of a chipped tooth. He has pictures of a cut on his finger. Okay. So bruises on the arm, chipped tooth. Now, this is where you have to think legally. People have to think legally. She filed the restraining order first, which was a restraining order, okay, in which he was to stay 100 feet away from her and Halo, right? Simply because he broke into her home, he destroyed her ring cam, and she said, okay, this is escalating. However it needs to escalate. Maybe it wasn't, but this is how she reads it, and her lawyer put it in the documents. It's escalating. He attacked me in January, bumped my head against the steering wheel when we were doing a custody exchange. She immediately told the family, and she jumped into the back seat. He kept telling her to get out of the back seat. She kept staying in the back seat until he got to his family's house. And then she immediately told his family that she was attacked by him, and she was concerned about the child. Okay, we got that. Right? And then him breaking into her house, according to her, him taking a picture is what prompted her to do the restraining order. Now, let's stop right there. And, no, let's continue. Hold on. So she got the restraining order. This is what he did, X, Y, and Z. The picture she presented, X, Y, and Z. She presented I'm trying to get custody. I'm trying to get some kind of visitation, and he won't stick to the visitation. His mother watches the child. He doesn't always watch the child. He's on live streaming. He's doing this, that, and the third. Now, when they broke up, he was live streaming the child, right? So she gets where she went wrong. She gets where went wrong in the restraining order. Where's my picture? Okay. Hold on. According to TMZ, she went bananas with, hold on. Did I get it, or did I get it somewhere else? Yeah, right here. Sorry. According to TMZ, she got upset that he was having the baby on live. So she tweeted these tweets, okay, which kind of made him upset. Hold on. Kind of made him upset. She tweeted this tweet, okay, which is part of his evidence saying she was unreasonable, right? She didn't want him to have the child on live stream. She didn't like it. She found out about it, and then she tweeted, right? In front of millions of people. I'm his mother and protector, and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I am out of town. Okay, fine. Then she wrote, as a woman experiencing severe postpartum depression, there are boundaries that I wish to be that I wish to be respected. Nobody knows what someone is going through until they snap. Okay, fine. This is after they broke up. Okay, this is when he had live streamed with Kai Cenat. And if you don't know Kai Cenat, he is one of the famous rappers who makes millions of dollars. Streamers who makes millions of dollars streaming live, right? So he went over. So DDG and Halo went over to Kai Cenat's house, and they were live streaming. She found out, and she tweeted these things. Then later on, she tweets this right here. As a woman experiencing severe postpartum depression. So she has that evidence that she was having severe postpartum depression. This tweet was when they were having this issue with him and Kai Cenat. He was on live with Kai Cenat, right? So, and then she deleted all of those things. Those tweets that she made about DDG and Kai Cenat. Then she tweeted this. She overreacted and shouldn't have brought it here. She knows that Halo is safe with DDG. Just finding out with the rest of the world what her child is doing. Okay, so she's upset that her child is out here, right? And she don't know what's going on with her child. Okay, fine. We get that. So that was the initial problem that she had with DDG. Now, fast forward to May 13th. He broke into the house. He broke into the house. Pictures of her bed. He was upset that he thought she was in St. Lucia with a new boyfriend, and she was not. She was there with her sister. Okay. And she expressed, I'm here with my sister, blah, 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 not with the other guy. They show, and TMZ showed the other guy being wherever he was, which made the accusation that DDG thought he got from his fans offline. He thought that, and he found out the accusation was not true, but the damage was already done. He had already broken into her home, took a picture, all of that. So that's when she filed a restraining order on May 3rd. He's breaking into my house. He's doing this. He attacked me, blah, blah, blah. Now, keep in mind who filed first. She filed first. Anything could be a lie. We don't know what could be a lie. We don't know what the truth is. All we do know is that she filed the restraining order with these bruises on her body. Bruises on her arm, her body, right here. She presents the chipped tooth right there. Okay. And that's the proof that she came with the court. Now, once you get proof like that, once you present that, the court errs on the side of caution. Okay. The court always errs on the side of caution. And she feels like she presented the evidence that of her ringtone, her ring camera, him taking the picture. So the judge said, okay, fine. We're going to grant you the temporary restraining order. And then June 6th, we want a full hearing regarding this. Okay. This is where we popped up on Friday. This Friday. Okay. This Friday, DDG says, oh, heck, she ain't finna burn me up. I'm finna burn her up. And I'm finna present some evidence. So the young man came to file a restraining order against her from leaving the country with his son. Okay. Now, in his court documents, he said that DDG claims, in his document, he claims she poses an imminent and emotional and psychological risk to the child. Okay. You read that? This is what he claims. Okay. This is what he claims. She's a risk to the child. Now, this is filed this Thursday or this Friday, 1 and 2. The judge still lets her go to Italy with Halo, grants her the temporary restraining order, and allows her to go. She says, this is my income. This is my way to earn money, and I would be in breach of contract if I did not show up for the job in Italy. So she's allowed to go. Why is she allowed to go? And I'll tell you why she's allowed to go. And DDG is in a precarious situation. One shot is fired, and I got the first shot off. She got the first shot off. Okay. She was the first one to shoot. Him not having responded until she's supposed to go to Italy. He didn't respond immediately. See, here's the thing. When someone gives you an accusation, and then I see the men I see say, oh, the courts favor the wife, the woman. No, the first person who puts evidence into the court, the first person who puts evidence into the court that seems reasonable, that seems logical, the time frame is correct, is probably the person that the judge is going to go to. The judge said, or she said, he attacked me. He did this. She did the sequence of events. He came back on June 4th and said, hey, judge, she got mental and blah, blah, blah. I'm scared something might happen to my child over in Italy if you let her take the child. Now, what does he look like? He looks petty as hell. You look petty, son, and you should have filed earlier than what you did. The minute she filed against him, he should have filed against her immediately. He should have came back immediately, right? You don't wait. If somebody accuses you of something, you jump on top of it. He should have anticipated this. He should have, but then people don't understand their behavior. You don't understand your abusive behavior, that someone can look at your behavior and call it abusive. She looked at it and called it abusive. You and her, DJ and Halle, had that fight in January. She had that in her pocket. She took pictures. You didn't realize that she took pictures. You didn't realize what she would put it as an attack or physical attack. Okay. But you didn't realize that's what she had. She had her ammunition. She was ready to fire May 3rd, May 13th. She fired first. Now, DDG comes back and says, oh no, she bit me. She did this. No, he didn't say that. I'm sorry. He said she helped injure my finger in January. Maybe he said she bit him. I don't know. That's how she sustained a bite in her finger. I don't know. I've never heard of that happening. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. But the thing is, you said she was psychologically unfit to keep my child. And here are the texts that prove that. The text that she ran outside with a gun. The text that she said she was going to have a deletion behind his back. The text that said she feels like harming herself. These are the texts that he presented to the court. And the only injury he presented to the court was his finger being bloody. Okay. Now, presumed that you're big enough not to be hurt by a woman, because she's a small girl. That's a small, very small girl, right? You want the court to believe that this young lady attacked you enough where you didn't do any kind of retaliation to the young lady. You want the court to believe that she is psychologically incapable of taking care of the child, and yet and still you didn't do any calls to the police, any calls to a medical facility, any calls to a psychiatrist to report her as being psychologically unfit. You never did any of those things. You presented text messages saying she was thinking of harming herself. Now, here's the big kick in the pants. This young lady right here said in her text message, she said, wait a minute, where is it at? She said she overreacted. Remember what she said? She said, geez, I keep opening the wrong mirror. She said she's experiencing postpartum depression. Now, if anybody understands postpartum depression, this is when you have suicidal thoughts. This is when you have thoughts of hurting yourself. She presented this to the court. No, DDG presented this to the court, but she has text messages saying, I'm going through postpartum depression. She also has records from a psychiatrist and therapist saying she's working through her postpartum depression, saying, I've been getting help with this postpartum depression. I'm getting better. So when DDG presents this evidence saying, I might harm my child, he's completely wrong, and he's mischaracterizing her postpartum depression. And according to her, she's worked through that postpartum depression. She has medical records and psychiatry records to back up what she's saying. So when someone says severe postpartum depression and they don't get help, then that's when you need to worry. But Halle recognized that she needed help, and she went and she got that help. Okay. She went. Now, this is where what he's saying falls flat. I knew I was depressed. I had just broken up with my boyfriend. I'm pregnant. I just had a baby, or whatever. I knew I was in trouble. So let me get help. Okay. The young man never should have brought these emails out here. I mean, these text messages out here. Because now he looks desperate to stop her from doing what she's doing. And my question would be, why are you desperate to stop her from doing what she's doing? Why are you desperate and angry with her for going on vacation with another man? When you admitted that you cheated on this young lady, you cheated. You broke up your family from the cheating. And keep in mind, he cheated before she said all of these emails, these text messages. She found out when she was pregnant that he cheated, which threw her into even more depression. Being pregnant, and after being pregnant, finding out he cheated. Okay. So my question would have been to DDG, if you wanted to keep that relationship together, why didn't you do all that you could? That meant not cheat on a pregnant woman. Not saying this wholeheartedly is his fault, but you're the catalyst. And you're right, she didn't leave. So she suffered through the depression. Just because nobody leaves doesn't absolve you from the guilt. You're the one who started. You're the one, as the person who cheats, you're the one who puts the crack into the foundation of that relationship. He put the crack in the foundation of that relationship. She tried to make it work, continue to make it work because she loved him. And she said the complete ending came when he started to be even more abusive, financially abusive, where he didn't support the child. He wasn't giving her money. According to her, according to court documents, physically abusive, financially abusive, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it was a series of mistakes all around in this relationship. DDG has I believe him and I believe her. Both of them are telling the truth when it comes to this relationship. Both of them. But my last question would have been, DDG, if you did not want to be with this girl, why didn't you just drop her? Why did you feel the need to cheat? And if you really wanted to be with her, why did you cheat? Okay. And there's probably many factors in which he did, but that factor in his decision, the decision to cheat, is what put it. No woman, I don't care how you look at it. If you're in a relationship with a woman, from a woman's point of view, I'm not speaking from the man's point of view, from a woman's point of view, when you cheat, it's never going to be the same between you and I. It's never going to be the same. I don't care how you think it will look. It's never going to be the same, because now I know. Now I start to doubt me. I start to doubt you. I start to doubt the relationship. And eventually that's a brick. That one time, that first time that you cheat and I find out, that's when the bricks, when I'm with you and in a relationship with you, I'm open. I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm ready to start this. I'm ready to do whatever needs to be done. But then the minute you cheat or I cheat or whoever cheats, that's a brick that starts to build a wall. That brick builds a wall. And everything that you do is colored through the lens of you cheated on me. Everything. And if you don't have the maturity level in order to work it out and say it's not me, it was all you. If you don't have that maturity level, you're going to do this kind of stuff. Back and forth, fighting, keeping text messages, calling each other's names, being petty. You don't need to be online with my child. I can't see my child, even though you're not paying any child support. You're not even trying to see the kid. You're taking the kid over to mama's house. All of these things. Okay. So my question is this. Don't be surprised if you lose custody of your child. If you feel as though cheating is a normal thing that a man is going to do, if you feel like that's just what a man is going to do, he's going to cheat, then don't be surprised when you find yourself in custody, child support. Don't be surprised. You should expect it. That should be normal standard operating procedure. If cheating is normal standard operating procedure for you men, then you shouldn't be surprised when she doesn't want you to see the child. Then you shouldn't be surprised if you find yourself in child support. Don't be mad if you find yourself in this situation. Because you can choose to cheat, or you can, or you can choose to not cheat. That's the point. The point is grown folk decisions. This is why we didn't want the girl to be. This is why most people didn't want the girl to be pregnant. Girl, why you pregnant by that boy? That boy ain't going to be faithful to you. You probably ain't going to be faithful to that boy. Y'all ain't number 20, 21, 22, whatever. Not everybody cheats, son. Not everybody cheats. Please stop saying that. And not every man cheats and not every woman cheats. It's a choice. It's a choice. Okay? It's a choice. You choose to do these things. That's an immature way of looking at things. Everybody cheats. Not everybody cheats. That's not how that works. People choose to do what they choose. When you choose a relationship, you choose a relationship. You don't choose to cheat. I'm never ever gonna go behind a man and say, oh, all men cheat. Okay, then if all men cheat and all men think that way, then don't be surprised that you gotta fight for your kid. Don't be surprised. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. That's all I'm saying. Don't be mad. Cheating is not irrelevant. Because look at Cardi B. Look at every couple that you have ran across that found out somebody cheated. 9 times out of 10, they don't stay. They don't stay married. Because nobody wants to be cheated on. You as a man don't want to be cheated on. You don't want to see your woman bust wide open with another man. So stop saying cheating is irrelevant. Cheating is not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant to men. So it's damn sure not irrelevant to women. And y'all keep saying, oh, a woman can accept it. A woman does not accept it. It's unacceptable. And then you get these little microaggressions that you got. Stop putting my kid online. Stop putting my kid in front of the blah, blah, blah. Stop putting my kid in front of big audience, millions of audience, da, da, da. That's why this is why this stuff is happening. Because cheating is unacceptable to both parties. Because it's a choice. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. It's irrelevant. Him cheating is irrelevant. Okay? Him cheating is irrelevant. But I'm saying, now that we're here, why did you cheat? My question is this. If you were the one who cheated, DDG, according to you, you were the one who cheated. According to him, why are you upset that she has moved on with another man and she's on vacation with another man? Who are you to even have an opinion about who I'm with? You didn't want me. That's exactly what I say. You didn't want me. You cheated. You went out and did what you wanted to do. Now I'm going out to do what I want to do. Now you're upset that I'm doing that. I'm moving on from you. You didn't want me. So him acting up, breaking into her house, having a field day, or having a meltdown because she's on a vacation with another man, you don't have the right to be angry because you didn't want me. Because if you wanted me, you would have been faithful the way you were supposed to, the way I wanted you to be. You're not dumb. You're not retarded. Most people over the 18, you're not slow. You understand that he said he cheated. He said he cheated. He said he cheated. In the court documents, he said he cheated. So if he said he cheated, then I'm going to believe him. Who am I to even make the I don't know whether he cheated. He said he cheated in the court documents. Okay. So if you said you cheated, why are you upset if I'm on vacation with somebody else? You didn't want me. You cheated. But that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because she filed first. So she burned him first. Even if none of these things are true, if none of these things are true, he cheated. She filed first and he's just ass out. And people keep saying, oh, the court favors the mother. No, if he would have filed records way before this, if he would have been documenting the fact that she had mental problems or she was having postpartum depression, if he would have been documenting this online, oh, well, I mean, she's going through some da-da-da. She's going through postpartum. She's going to see this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. But he didn't document any of this. And he just documented it before she was going to Italy, which means he sounds petty as hell. Okay. No, I didn't say that. We're not talking about favor. What we're talking about is she shot the first the shots. And then he's trying to scuttle and come up with a reason for her not to go. And he didn't have a valid reason for her not to go. Okay. He didn't have a valid reason. She went to the courts first. So they're going to favor her. Okay. The whole point is if you want custody of your child, you want to have a favor with your child, you need to get there and file your paperwork right along with her. The minute she filed that paperwork on him, May 15th, I'd have been filing my paperwork May 13th, I would have been filing my paperwork May 20th. This is what I want my kid. Why did he wait till she went to? Why did she wait till she had to go to Italy to start filing paperwork? If he was so concerned, yes, in the paperwork, it says she is psychologically blah blah blah. Yeah. How old is Halo? Halo is, I don't know how old that baby is. I don't know how old that baby is. Maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years. Okay, she was going through postpartum depression right after she had the baby. So why didn't he have that documented? She knew she was in trouble. So she has records saying she went, which is what she's going to present on June 6th, her psychiatry records, her therapy records, her therapy and all of that, saying I was going through postpartum depression. I felt like I wanted to hurt myself. I felt like I wanted to hurt the baby. I felt like all of these things. That was then. That's not crazy, sir. Stop saying postpartum people are crazy. They're not crazy. They wouldn't be calling it a thing, postpartum depression, if it was crazy. She went to therapy, then she started to get help. She started to get better. Now she's better. Okay. Right. So now that she's better, she's been better. She just had the baby. So the baby is a year and 18 months, or I think a year and 18 months. She has all of this documents saying, I've been to therapy. I had postpartum depression. I haven't had any kind of episodes or incidents or anything else. I've been trying to get custody. I've been trying to get a visitation schedule with him. He hasn't responded to any of my texts. He hasn't responded to any of my paperwork that I sent to him. He hasn't responded to any of these visitation proposals or anything else. Now he wants to file something that embarrasses me because I had postpartum depression. Now he wants to file something saying he wants sole physical custody. The judge is not going to grant him sole and physical custody. This is just 2 shots fired. Okay. That's the whole point, Black Manosphere. The whole point is I got somebody to say that I'm cured. I got somebody to say that I've been getting help. I've got somebody to say. They're going to err on the side of caution, which is what they did. Okay. Which is what the law does. Okay. They err on that side. Okay. So she has all of those documents. She said she's going to present those. Yeah. Now you getting it. Now you understand why men lose, because you don't cover your ass. She covered her ass. Even if we take your thought process of her being craven and her being manipulative, even if you take your thought, your view of the situation, she still covered her ass better than him. That's the whole point. She covered her ass better than him. She got documents. She got people saying that she had postpartum depression. She got documents. She got people. She got visitation. She got all this covering herself. What does he have? Well, Jay, in the ideal world, when honeycombs and shit come out of my ass, we live in a perfect society, but we don't. So therefore, you're going to have to fight for your child. And only 5 to 7% of men fight for custody of the child. But when they do fight, they win. Look it up statistically. So start fighting for your children. That's the whole point. Start fighting dirty. You say she fight dirty, fight dirty. It appears that women have these children to use as pawns. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Most women don't have children to use as pawns. Okay. I would never be caught out there without a man to help me take care of my child. I would never be out there having children and you're not going to marry me. That just ain't going to happen. Okay. No, women don't automatically receive custody. We absolutely. Men have been granted joint custody. Yes. As long as he fights for his rights. He's fighting for his rights. He's not fighting for child. He's fighting for his rights. I wanted to clarify that. He's fighting for his rights as a father. So you got to just fight for your rights as a father. And don't be mad that you got to fight. Just do what you got to do. Okay. Hold on. Man, why did thing won't go off? Oh, okay. Yes, most women want to have children. Yes, they do. See, so no, now HQ don't boohoo, boohoo. I don't understand the thought, Jay. I don't understand it. Men aren't likely to fight women for any. Men aren't likely to fight women for anything. So if they're not willing to fight for their children, then why are you mad? See, here's my, as I said, for one thing, DDG, you want to fight for custody, but you don't want to give her no money for you don't want to give her no money for to take care of the kid. You don't want to really take care of the kid. You only want to be online with the kid. When the kid really needs to be taken care of, you take her to his mother's house. Okay. But here's the thing, you have to fight for your rights as a father. DDG made the first wrong move. That's what y'all don't get. He made the first wrong, according to him, he made the first wrong move. He's the one who cheated. He made that first, and she stayed. She was like, okay, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna try to make it work. Then he did something else. I told you, that's all it takes is one time, and then that brick is there. Okay. So it is what it is. Everybody, it is what it is. You got to fight for your rights. You got to fight for your rights, and it don't make sense. But she tried to give him, according to her, according to court documents, she tried to get him to, hey, let's make a visitation schedule. You know, you get him 1 week, I get him 1 week, or however you need to do it. Please propose a visitation schedule. He would not do that. According to her court documents, he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to show up out of the air, out of willy-nilly and get his kid. That's not how that works. Me and you are not together. You don't get to show up at my house every 5 minutes and say, oh, okay, I want to see him today, and then next week I won't see him, and then the week, no. That's not how that goes. I have a job. She has a job. You can't just show up anytime you want to show up. That's the point. That's what she was trying to say in her documents. He wanted to show up whenever he wanted to show up. No, you don't get to show up whenever you want to. It just is what it is. I wouldn't allow no man to do that. I would not allow you to show up at any time. Your time is every other weekend, and you get to have them for the whole week. No, you get to have them for 5 days. Here you go. Here you go on your visitation day. Do we agree these visitation days? Okay, cool. I don't expect you to show up on goddamn Wednesday. I expect you to show up on Friday, pick them up, and then bring them back Tuesday night. I don't expect you to show up on no other day. Okay, which is the problem that she had, according to her court documents. Okay, he's saying she's keeping the child away from me. She's keeping the child. You don't get to just decide when you want to see the kid. You get to see the kid when visitation happens. Okay. But they say they get in the ring with some gloves and literally fight. It is what it is, isn't money. She got all the money in the world. Right. It's not about money. It's about you sticking to your visitation schedule. But if he's not giving her any money, that's financial abuse, according to her and her documents. So I'm not saying I believe both of them. I believe all of this. I believe all of this stuff happened. I believe all of these things happened. Now, what I do know is she was the first one to file. So therefore, they're going to err on her side until the hearing, whenever the hearing was, or however, I don't know when the hearing is or when it's supposed to happen. I don't know what's supposed to happen tomorrow or when it's supposed to happen. Whenever she comes back from Italy or July, I don't know when it's supposed to happen. But then she presents her other evidence. Okay. Why wouldn't men fight for their children, Crystal? Okay. Exactly. Why wouldn't men fight for their kids? Because they really don't want the kids, or they can't afford to take care of the kids. It's one or the other. There's no in between. You either can't afford to take care of them, or you just don't want them, or you can't afford to go to a lawyer and have somebody do it. But there's pro bono people all over the city. I'd figure out a way to fight for my kids. If I really wanted my kid, I'd figure out a way. Okay. And then people say, well, why he got to fight for his kid? Well, you just do. It is what it is. 5%, 5 to 7% fight for the kids. And usually when they fight for them, they win. So that ought to tell the men to start fighting for the kids more than what they do. Right? It's no shade against men. It's just that you either can't afford to fight for them, or you don't want them. 9 times out of 10, they give the kids to the mother because she's the primary caregiver normally. Normally, she's the primary caregiver. Normally. Okay. And that, I mean, and it was fine, you know, it is what it is. But no, it's not a matter of her being controlling. It's a matter of her doing what's right. I don't want him showing up anytime, anywhere, just to do what he wants to do. No, you don't get to show up anytime, anywhere. Okay. Now, as far as I know, what's going to happen next, once they have this hearing that's going to occur, this next hearing, when she comes back, she's going to present the rest of her evidence and he gets to present his. And then the judge is going to determine whether it's a permanent injunction, or she gets full. Because they have to present evidence. They have you have to document everything. You have to back up everything that says this person, I should have custody of this person. He also filed for sole custody. 9 times out of 10, that won't happen. But because he didn't do himself any favors. This past Memorial Day weekend, no, what was it, May 30th? He went online and him and his brother had a fight on Rumble or some Twit X or somewhere. Him and they got into a fight and an altercation. He didn't do himself any favors by doing that. So the judge is going to look at that. She's going to present that evidence. Look, see, he's not responsible enough to have my kid with him. I need to have and she probably doesn't want sole custody. Well, I mean, for sole physical custody, she needs to have sole physical custody because the child stays with her. And he's not a stable, and the judge is going to look at the things and say he's not stable. So I can understand that. But it's the visitation that's in question, because she has documentation to back up everything she said. I had postpartum depression. This is the help I got. I got therapy. I got this. I got that. I haven't had those feelings since. I've worked through it. Halo's fine, blah, blah, blah. So he can forget about that. He just wanted to embarrass the girl. So it can't be that he's spiteful. You're the spiteful one. Why are you being spiteful, bro? Why are you breaking into my house? Why are you taking pictures of my bed? Why are you worried about who I go on vacation with? You didn't want me. You didn't want me. You're the one that cheated first. You're the one that did all the things that you did first. You didn't want me. Don't be mad if now you got to deal with all these consequences of your act, the consequences of you doing what you did. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm saying hindsight is a motherfucker. Okay. Hindsight is a motherfucker. Okay. So she filed first. He should have filed. If he wanted, he should have filed for. I'd have filed on her so quick. Oh no, let me do this. Let me do this right here. Quick. Okay. Let me file evidence against her quick. She ain't finna catch me. She ain't finna catch me flat-footed, but he got caught flat-footed. Okay. He files to stop Halle Berry from leaving the country with a son. Judge clears her to travel because the judge didn't believe him. The judge didn't believe that she was a threat to the child, like he said she was. Those were text messages that were a year or two ago. Okay. Yeah, he's not that altruistic. He's only 23. He ain't thinking that far. Because if he would have thought that far, he would have been done fired on her. Because he's not thinking ahead. He's just reacting. Okay. And that's his fault. It is what it is. But we had a conversation the other day. What happens next? What happens next is they go to the hearing. She presents more evidence. Okay. She has evidence of what is that, May 30th, that he got into a fight, an altercation. She has other evidence that says he's sicking or he is planning evidence and making his audience attack her. Whatever audience he has been attacking her personally. Okay. No, see, here's the thing. This is what you men don't get. Y'all sound unhinged. Y'all sound unhinged. How is it that she sounds unhinged? That makes no sense. Just because it's a black man doesn't mean she's unhinged. Black woman making an accusation doesn't mean she sounds unhinged. Y'all sound unhinged for not even looking at the evidence of what? There's no evidence. Neither one of them has evidence. Okay? Stop saying postpartum people are loons or unhinged. Y'all don't even know how crazy y'all sound when you say that. It don't even make sense. Postpartum depression. Please read about postpartum depression. She don't sound unhinged. He broke into her house. He broke into her house, and she's the one unhinged. Come on, y'all. Come on. He broke into her house, put pictures online. Who breaks into people's house? Okay. Nobody sane breaks into other people's houses. That don't even make sense. What did she do that was out of order? Y'all have to explain it to me. What did she do that would make her be like a loon? It don't even make sense. That's what I'm saying. Don't talk about her being a loon because she had postpartum depression. That doesn't mean she has postpartum depression. That doesn't mean she's a loon because she had that. That doesn't mean she's a loon. Right? I'm saying take the evidence in totality. I believe both of what they say. I believe all of this happened to both of them. All of this happened to both of them. He got into a fight with her. She did this postpartum depression. She said she was going to hurt herself. All of that. I believe all of it. Okay. I believe all of it. Okay. The whole point is the maturity level is way off. The maturity level is way off. Okay. Be mature about it. Get a visitation schedule. Do what you need to do. Pay your child support. You let him see the child. You do all of these things. Do the things that you're supposed to do and co-parent. This is something that's over. Okay. This is something that is over, so let it be over. Stop fighting about babies and visitation. When he's supposed to come and visit, come and visit. Okay? Okay? When he's supposed to come and visit. Don't do weird shit like show up at some other time when you ain't supposed to. All of these things. Let the man visit with his child. All of those things. Okay. Now I'm giving y'all 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Come up here and say something different other than these two young people who don't know how to handle a relationship or the end of a relationship. I posted the link. If anybody want to come up, if nobody wants to come up, that's fine and dandy. I'm just presenting the evidence. I ain't never cared one way or the other. Okay. You got a garage sale. I love garage sales. I love them. I got so much shit. Man. I love garage sales. No. So this is how, I look at it as both parties, both stories are true. Both stories are true. The whole point is she filed first. So now they're going to go by the filing of that. Go by this next hearing. Okay, come by some shit. They gonna go by the schedule. They're gonna have custody. Wait a minute. I put this in somewhere. Okay. She was granted a restraining order. Okay. Duration, it remains in effect until June 6th, which is Friday. Okay. And they may extend. I don't know whether she went to court or not. She got a temporary restraining order. We don't know whether it's been extended for 5 years. It could be extended to 5 years. Okay. He filed for custody. She filed for custody. Sole custody. He probably ain't going to get it. She probably going to get joint. She probably going to get joint custody. Okay. Joint custody. So then y'all need to work. And then they're going to have to go to parenting classes. She needs to go to parenting classes. He needs to go to parenting classes. Okay. It's going to be some kind of court ordered mediation between the two, because y'all can't come up with a visitation schedule. So we're going to have mediation in the court. Okay. Both of y'all, I want y'all both to go to anger management courses. I want both of y'all to go to parenting courses. Okay. And then we're going to see whether custody, we need to do joint custody, or whether we need to do full physical custody. Okay. And this is what's going to be determined. It's going to be a series of meetings that they have, series of court dates. Okay. And then this is what starts the process. This is just the beginning. She put her accusations in, then he put his accusations in. And now the court is going to decide once they bring all of their evidence in. Okay. Okay. And then they bring the evidence in and they're going to come to an agreement. Y'all stop this fighting. We got a little kid here. Y'all need to figure out how y'all going to co-parent. That means DDG cannot drop the kid off to his mama's house. She said she didn't have anybody. She didn't have anybody to help her. Why her sister can't help her? Okay. And the whole point, what do you mean I'm not doing nothing with her? Relationship is over. Yeah, the relationship between me and you is over, but you still have a kid. Now the whole point is, the kid, are you going to sign over your rights? You want to sign over your rights? I doubt very seriously whether he want to sign his rights over. So stop saying that. Okay. Hopefully after all of their submissions and all of the testimony and all of this stuff, the judge comes up with a decision. Okay, Halle is going to have full custody, or you're going to have joint custody, and this is what I want you to do, DDG. When it's your turn, you need to come and get it. When it's your turn to watch the kid, you need to watch the kid, not drop him off at his mom's house or anything else. Halle don't have nobody to drop the baby off to, according to her. Okay. And then they got to decide on the support. Yes, I don't know. Does he make more money than her? I don't know. Or she makes money. I don't know how that goes. I don't know how what kind of money he makes, right? I don't know whether he makes enough money, decent money, or bad money. I don't know how that run. I don't know how that goes. Does he make more or what? So we don't know. So they gotta determine what that is on the months to come. But we do know they need to stay out of each other's faces and do what they got to do. You know, hopefully you guys hit hopefully you guys hit the like button. That was my take on it. I believe both of them. I believe it from the direction that he come, but I do believe he should have filed something right after she did, because now the judge is looking at him like, oh, you just filed because you wanted to stop her. You just wanted to stop her from going where she was going. So why would you want to stop her from going where she was going? Okay. This is how it comes across. Now you just want to stop me. Okay. You just want to be mad. And he's still in his feelings. We know he's still in his feelings. Why is he in his feelings? Because he broke into her apartment, took a picture of her bed, tweeted about it. So this is what you own now. Oh, you own something else. Don't be mad when I do what I gotta do. Don't be mad when I have my relationship. That's what I said. Both of them need counseling, parenting, counseling, anger management, all of those things. And the court is going to order those things. She's definitely going to do, if she really wants to bump up her case, she should be going to parenting classes right now. He should be going to parenting classes right now. Anger management classes, parenting class. Look, Judge, I'm getting help. I know I got a problem. I'm getting help. That way, that will booster his career. That will booster his claim that he wants to be co-parent with her. And then he'll get joint custody. Or he'll come close to getting joint custody. But you got to be proactive in these court things. Men say the court always believes the woman. No, not necessarily. But you ain't presenting no evidence that's on your side that substantiates your case completely. Like she came up with hers. She shot the first shot. You came back saying she was cuckoo bird. You came back saying she was cuckoo bird. Sir, that was 1.5 years ago. She got help for that. Did you get help for your anger management, sir? Did you get help co-parenting classes? Did you get help in any way? No, I haven't, Your Honor. What do you want the judge to do when she's doing all the work that she's supposed to be doing? Going to therapy, getting anger management, parenting classes. When she's doing everything, but you're not doing nothing but presenting evidence saying I'm a cuckoo bird. But yet my evidence shows otherwise. And her evidence shows otherwise. Her evidence doesn't show she's a cuckoo bird. Her evidence shows she felt like she had a postpartum depression problem and she went and got help. That's what it looks like. Okay. So I'm saying I believe you both, but you got to do better than what you're doing, DDG. You can't be online with your kid doing X, Y, and Z, being over other people's houses. Who knows what kind of influence is going on? We don't know. She don't know. Nobody knows. She overreacted the first time. She said she overreacted. Okay, fine. I ain't heard no more tweet. You can't be when you get in a tizzy about the child, you not seeing your kid. You can't get online telling your supporters she being a bitch. She ain't let me see my child. Then you got goofy motherfuckers over there writing to her talking about, oh, you should let him see his child. You be. Okay, those are the things I haven't heard one thing online that girl has come online and said anything goofy about that dude. Okay, yeah, be cooperative, but you don't get to put your hands on me and then you want me to be cooperative. Black manosphere. Man, I understand you a black man, but start thinking in terms. That's what's called emotional maturity. You can see both sides. And that's all I hear is you talking from the man's point of view. I'm saying you need to cooperate. You need to figure out her side as well. She just wanted to file charges on the man. She didn't do it before. Why is she doing it now? Come on. She made him throw hands. Are you serious? Come on now. Don't nobody make you do nothing. Don't nobody make you do anything. That's right. She is the primary caregiver, which means she's going to have custody of the child. Yes, she laid down with you and had your baby. So therefore, if you wanted to have your family, you wouldn't have cheated. Yeah, you gave your seed away. You gave your seed away. Nobody told that boy to give that girl that seed. Nobody told that boy to do that. He did that on his own. That's his fault. You don't want to be a slave to a woman, then put a ring on her finger before you have your Johnson out, before you give her your seed, marry the girl, then give her your seed. Then you got legal rights. When you give her your seed and you walk out of here and you got your Johnson out for every female that look good, you are the one who makes yourself the slave. It is what it is. You make yourself the slave when you do that. You out here with your Johnson and you're not protecting yourself. You're not protecting yourself. And I'm pissed off. I'm not mad and I'm not laughing at him. I'm pissed off at him because he could have did better. He could have did better. She could have did better. She could have not got pregnant by him. He could have not gave her his seed. He could have been more responsible. She could have been more responsible. I'm mad. This is a black couple, had a baby out of wedlock. Now they beefing. Now they on the internet fighting. That's why I'm mad. Okay. Now you know she already said. She overreacted. Rain, stop it. She said she overreacted. She did overreact. Okay. So I'm saying to her, y'all need to get it together. I hate that a couple had to fight, break up, but they never should have had a child in the first place amongst them because they weren't responsible enough to co-parent. If they weren't going to get married, then, but you got pregnant anyway. But you didn't plan to get, but you weren't going to get married. If you didn't want to have a baby, then you shouldn't have your Johnson out. To make it right, it should be whatever you say. No, it ain't whatever you say. That's not how it works. So this is the story. This is my understanding of the story. This is my understanding is they both wrong. They both right. And now the custody goes forward. They both shot some put some fire in there. And now the judge has to determine who's telling the truth, who's not. And then make a custody agreement however he sees fit. This is the opening shots. That's all this is. Okay? That's all this is. Now, if you don't want to have yourself in custody, you don't want to have yourself in front of a judge, put a Jimmy hat on your Johnson. And don't be giving your seed to any old female that comes down the pike just because she looks good. Because you say she had my baby. Okay, fine. She had your baby. You gave her the baby. You gave her the baby. Okay? Then don't make her put the government into your business. Marry that woman. Make her the mother of your child. And if you don't want to make her the mother of your child, you shouldn't be having sex with her without protection. Y'all wild. Your baby ain't special. Your baby ain't no special than any other baby. What you talking about? We should be thankful. Boy, blind. What you talking about? But anyway, this is my thought on this DDG thing. I'm surprised Typo was probably on the road, but we can talk about it later on. Just in case any kind of developments come, I appreciate y'all showing up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for showing up, y'all. I appreciate it. We had Tahilism give me $1.99. Thank you for the super sticker, baby. The Cash App. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Probably got something else going on later on. Who knows? I don't know. Because, however to win. Okay. You realize you don't really see. Yes, I do. I see both sides. Yes, I do. I usually do. The point is, there's blame to go around. There's blame on both sides. Y'all just see a woman accusing a man of doing something. You don't see the fact that he caused all this. He is the catalyst to all of this. He was the catalyst to all of this. And you know why he was a catalyst to all of this? One, he gave the wrong woman his seed. He gave the wrong female his seed. That's his fault. If she never would have got pregnant, he never would have gave her the seed. This would not be happening. And once he did give her his seed, why didn't he marry that girl so that he can ensure that he would have rights over his child? That's what y'all don't get. I see both sides. He is the catalyst for all of this. He is. You picked the wrong girl. You did that. Okay? I said he's the catalyst for this whole thing. There's fault on both sides. I already said that, but he is the one who started this. He gave her his seed. Okay? He gave her the right to have dominion over his seed. He did that. He did that. She didn't do that. He did that. He gave her the right to his seed. He gave the wrong woman his seed. So I don't understand how you don't get that. I see that. I see she got faults and flaws and all that other stuff. She could be lying about getting attacked. She could be lying about all of those things. I get all of that. But his fatal flaw, which brought all of this on, is he gave the wrong woman his seed. Now tell me I'm lying. Convergence. Tell me I'm lying on that. That's where he went wrong. Okay. But anyway, thank you all for showing up. That was just my take on this. I could be wrong. But that's the way I look at it. They both got shit they got to figure out. They got to figure it out. But he picked the wrong girl. And we say that all the time. You got to pick right. You got to pick the right girl who's going to treat you right, who's going to stick by your side. He picked the wrong girl. He is the catalyst for this. Okay. I'll be live later on. I don't know what the hell I'll be doing, but I'll be doing something. Who knows?